Guys, welcome back to Soaring Highs and Crushing Lows, Season 1, Episode 19. We got a new segment this week, the Jerk Off of the Week. We get nominated a new person every week for the Jerk Off of the Week. Last week, Pete from Chicky and Pete's had the great honor of being the Jerk Off of the Week. The reason I nominated Pete, it's just me here, is because he attacked me one time while I was reffing his son's JV basketball game. He stole workers' tips for years before getting caught, and he's terrorizing anyone who dares make a crab fry. How dare you interrupt Pete, the crab fry tyrant? That's what we're going to call him, the crab fry tyrant. We call the little Iceman the little Iceman. We'll call Pete the Crab King Tyrant. We call him the Crab King Tyrant. That's my Trump impression, not that good, but we are going to refer to Pete as the Crab King Tyrant. I only got not a lot of feedback from it. A lot of people aren't happy when he stole tips from people years ago, but someone had messaged me, I'd be careful what I say about Pete. Who is this guy, John Gotti? He made a crab fry. I'll say whatever the fuck I want to say about him. Hey, Pete, fuck you. And I understand Pete does a lot of good stuff. I saw he was recently with the FOP, and he pays everyone's tolls on Memorial Day weekend. But the guy's a jerk off, right? He's a Class A jerk off. So we're gonna get into that. It's a new segment we're gonna have a little bit of fun with. But let's just get it rolling here. Anyone that ordered a shirt, thank you very much. We sold about 55 T-shirts. I can't believe it. The new orders, I won't deliver them when I'm home. It's a grassroots project. You know, we don't have the little Iceman's money. We don't have Barbie's money. Quite frankly, we don't have any money. Someone's like, maybe you should do shipping and handling. What the fuck are you talking about, shipping and handling? I'll drop it off myself, okay? That's the shipping and handling. You'll have those shirts in 2 weeks. Okay, here we go. What's going on in this country, by the way? I mean, I live by myself in the crack shack. I pay like $1,300 a month for a studio that's down a back roads in some Ku Klux Klan town in Florida, Davie, Florida. And I'm paying $1,300 a month. I just went to go food shopping last night. It was like $130, okay? I live by myself, okay? Most of it is Hungry Man. Most of it is Tyson's chicken breasts. How the fuck am I spending $130 at the grocery store, okay? Then you go and get gas. It's $3.50. It's $3.50. That is not good, okay? And I think what the Bidens did, they made gas $5 and then said, oh, you know what's better than $5? $3.50. Look, we're bringing inflation down. Are these people fucking crazy? Anyone that's living in the real world, I'm just saying this because every day on Twitter and everywhere I see Joe Biden's bringing the inflation down. Where? Is anything, I'm being serious now, is anything less cheap? I mean, I don't hear anyone going, you know what? Gas hasn't been under $3 since that old bastard took office. It's just crazy. And then we have to sit there and believe that everything's going fine. Everything's fine. It's not. The only thing that is cool about this current administration is Hunter Biden. I've said on this show many times, we will crucify Joe Biden. No, I hate Joe Biden. However, Hunter is cool. Now, it turns out that over the weekend, there was cocaine that they found at the White House. Now, let me tell you something about the White Witch, as I call cocaine. One thing I've come to learn in my adult life, just about anyone who's ever tried that drug continues to do that drug. Now, a lot of people have it under control, but I would say the amount of coke use in this country right now is about the equivalent to 86 Miami. So I'm not really surprised that cocaine was found in the White House. But when the White House tells us, well, we don't know who did it, bullshit. Okay? Bullshit. I have heard some stories of a friend that was a friend of a friend that got arrested one time. He was at a casino and he dropped a bag of cocaine out of his pocket, and they were able to pick up the bag of cocaine, watch the surveillance tape, see it fall out of his pocket, and arrest him. You're going to sit there, okay, and tell us that we actually don't know whose cocaine it is. You know damn well whose it is. And unfortunately, it wasn't Hunter Biden's. He wasn't there that weekend. But that wouldn't change my opinion on Hunter anyway. I would think he's more cool. He brought cocaine to watch the fireworks. That rules. But Yeah, the White House is they're just fucking with us at this point, you know? Oh, everything's great. Oh, guess what? We're giving more money to Ukraine. Oh, isn't that fuck Ukraine? How much money can we... Listen, there has to be a number that, okay, like say it's 75 trillion with a T. That's the number, like, hey, we probably should just go to war. If we're going to spend, trillions, we might as well just go to war. You're bankrupting the country here, Biden. And then I see the ladies on The View, the dumbest women on television. They say things like, Whoopi Goldberg says, these Republicans, they don't even care about Ukraine. And then Joy Behar chimes in, they don't even know where Ukraine is. That's the point, okay? We're not here to solve the world's issues. You know what's probably going on in some like fucked up third world country now? Child laborers. They're probably still beating people of LGBT. They're probably arresting them. They're throwing them off. The world's a fucked up place. Okay, Whoopi Goldberg. So, quite frankly, what's going on in Ukraine doesn't concern me. Okay, and it doesn't concern a lot of people. I just don't know what's going on here. I think what's happening is, and I'll end the political rant here in a second. I'm sorry to go on. I think what's happening is they're trying to make just two classes of people. Okay, so you're either going to have a shit ton of money, like where money doesn't really, you're not really worried about it. You're not eating, let's say you're not eating canned tuna. Okay? You're either going to have a shit ton of money or you're going to be eating canned tuna. There's going to be no middle class. I see it happening already. We're fucked. I am screwed. I'm down. I might as well get on welfare, okay? There's going to be no room for the middle class. There is no room for us. It doesn't exist. How do you survive in this country? But anyway, everything's going great. Joe Biden's a great president. Don't ask questions. All right, we move away from politics now. We move on to, let's just get this out of the way. In November, I have to go to the DMV. And I have to go to the DMV because my license expires. Going to the DMV, I go to the DMV on Levick Street. And let me tell you something, okay? Let me tell you something. If you've ever been to the... And I don't... Listen, every DMV in the city of Philadelphia, I'm just going to go ahead and assume it's a nightmare. Okay, so Levick Street, whatever, maybe that's where you go. Maybe that's not where you go. Maybe you go somewhere in South Philly. Every DMV in that city is probably a fucking nightmare. The DMV is a nightmarish experience. And the reason I bring this up is because the other week I was watching the Kardashians. Okay, give me a break. I was watching the Kardashians. And Kim Kardashian has to get she's in the same boat. Her ID expired. She has to get a new picture for the next 5 years. Kim Kardashian goes to the DMV. It's after hours at the DMV. Now, if you're listening to this, you're going, what the fuck are you talking about after hours? There is no after hours at the DMV. It's 8 to 5. You don't get there? Fuck you. You don't get there early enough? Fuck you. That's what happens if you're a normal person. There is no sympathy at the DMV. You forgot a document? I'm sorry, Jack. Set another appointment, come back next week and suffer like the rest of us. But Kim Kardashian, she goes after hours. Now, I hope the Kardashians said, hey, look, we got Kim Kardashian here. She's a high-profile celebrity. We want to come in for the DMV photo. Look, we're going to give you guys, $5,000, all right, in cash. Distributed to the employees. I hope that's how it went down. I got news for you. That's probably not how it went down. These people probably were like, hey, Janice, you have to work an extra 2 hours. And I don't think that's fucking right. I want to know. I want to know. These people at the DMV, were they compensated to stay and make sure Kim Kardashian got her photo? Oh, it was infuriating watching Kim Kardashian. She has these two guys in there. And they're doing her hair. Oh my God! I just hope that it looks good. Dude, what? And then wait, the craziest part was she took the picture, didn't like it. She got a chance to take another picture. Does that work? I'm pretty sure they sit you down, snap the photo. Look here, boom. Keep it moving, hoss. So the Kardashians, when they go to the DMV, they get to actually close the place down and get a makeover in the DMV. I don't particularly understand how this is happening in our culture. How we're going to watch someone go to the DMV and have the best time of her life and then go, that was a great episode of TV. That was enlightful. That was insightful. That was entertaining. None of those things apply. This woman went to the DMV and got a picture taken, and then I have to go on a rant here. Well, that's like the whole show here. The amount of women, from my grandmother who passed away, who will be 90 something, to my sister who's 35, they love this show. Okay, they absolutely love the Kardashians. They could watch it all day long. Now we take a look at all the women in the country are watching the Kardashians. Okay, that's all they want to do. They want to watch the Kardashians. It's funny to me that women like the U.S. women's soccer team, you're women that play women's sports, okay? This much we've established. All the women in the country are watching Kim Kardashian take her DMV photo. They're not watching your team. That's why the Kardashians make hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of $1 million, and Megan Rapinoe makes $60,000 because your clientele is watching the Kardashians. Okay, you're gonna have a tough time forcing me to watch soccer anyway. I ain't watching women's soccer. I ain't watching the WNBA. Sorry, I'm not watching the NBA. I'm not watching the MLB. The MLB had an All-Star game. Did anyone watch it? Did anyone know it was on? I mean, sports today is just so disgusting. I went to the Marlins-Phillies game last weekend. It's like, ugh. Corporate America has taken their greasy, filthy fingers and dipped it in and just poisoned sports, okay? That's why everything in a sporting event blows these days. Getting into the stadium's a process. Everyone's, oh, well, hold on, I gotta find it here. It's in my Apple Wallet. Dude, just have a fucking ticket. Just have a ticket stub. Just have a fucking ticket stub. It worked for centuries. Now there's problems because it's in my Apple Wallet. Parking's an issue. Dude, the parking lot vendors aren't taking cash anymore. What the fuck? That's like the one person that should be taking cash. The parking lot vendor. Here's a 20. It's there has to be some regulations on this. So I paid like $55 to park at a baseball game. What the hell is going on? I would have liked the time in the early 90s going to a baseball game for $10, parking for $5, getting a beer and a bag of peanuts for $10, and just enjoying the baseball game. Now, corporate America has ruined it. You want to know what's going wrong with sports in America? 2 words: corporate America. They don't care about, like at the Vet in the 90s, people would get, have a great time there. It's not about you having a good time. It's about how much money can we make? How much money is going to go feed the pigs of corporate America? They've ruined sports. Sports are horrible. Anyone want to come at me and say that the NBA right now is better than it was in the 80s? Or the MLB? The NFL's kind of always been exciting. You can't really... The NFL's going to make money no matter what. Sports today just... All right, let's move on here. I'm filming this episode on Saturday, July 15th. So that means I'll only have 16 more days here in the great state of Florida. Let's move on to our new segment. This is called the Class A Jerk-Off of the Week. Last week we had Pete from Chicky and Pete's. And this week it is my distinguished honor to welcome... Well, I actually asked him to be on the show. I was hammered. And I sent Howard Eskin a scathing email saying, listen here, I think I said something like, I'm the new hottest show in town, soaring highs and crushing lows. Why don't you come on my show and answer some questions? Of course, Howard Eskin's not going to do that. I have 500 followers, and there's only 70 of you listening. But like I said, I have a tendency to DM, famous people when I'm drunk. It's just something that I've been doing for years now. I quite enjoy it. And I'm nominating, like I said, Howard Eskin. Howard Eskin is my jerk-off of the week. Actually, he might be the jerk-off of the decade of the century in Philadelphia sports radio. Hopefully everyone listening to the show knows who Howard Eskin is, but he's a guy that's a Philadelphia sports. He's 72 years old. Okay, people in their 70s. I got news for you. 2 words: go away. Why are you still working? Listen to me. If I'm working at 72, I'm gonna kill myself. Okay, I want to be doing nothing. I'm not doing anything now. I'm 32, but I'm just saying. At 72, if I'm still working, retire, Howard. And Howard Eskin walks around the sidelines and he wears like fur jackets. He's always dressed like a jerk off. and he's about 5'3". The reason I got annoyed, I got agitated, is because Howard Eskin, who's the jerk off of the week, was caught down the shore hanging out with the Little Iceman. And you know the Little Iceman's my sworn enemy. His entire organization is the worst. They're the most annoying people on social media. We all know this, but that's how Howard Eskin caught my eye. Now, I've hated Howard Eskin for years, but Howard Eskin, who's a little 5'3" reporter that probably never played any sports in his life, and he just harasses people. He bullies people. He's a bully. When a new guy came into town, Josh Ennis, who's a great radio, Howard Eskin was bullying him. Because you know why? It's just like politics, okay? Once you get in, if you can stay in, you can get rich. I.e. Nancy Pelosi, i.e. Howard Eskin. It works the same way. Now, this all went down during COVID. Do you remember COVID? Do you remember COVID? It was this thing where it was this pandemic, right? Where they locked everyone in our houses, and then then they made everyone get a vaccine. They were going to fire you if you didn't get the vaccine. And now, all of a sudden, like 2 years later, you don't need the vaccine. Just a little background if anyone's not familiar with the coronavirus. That's what that is. And you remember during the coronavirus, they weren't... Actually, we call it the China virus. We call it the China virus because it comes from China. That's why we call it the China virus. It comes from China. So Howard Eskin, who is a nobody, by the way, he's just some fucking sports reporter. And in Philadelphia, they stroke these people. They stroke sports reporters. I've never seen anything like it in my life. What is your talent? I have none. I'm Howard Eskin. Shut the fuck up and report, Howard. You're not a goddamn... You're not a political figure. You have no power. You shouldn't even be talking. Report on the team. That's your job. You know, Philadelphia fans want his autograph. What? Weirdos? So it starts off with Howard Eskin saying, hey, dope, referring to Cole Beasley, who's a wide receiver for the Cowboys at the time. Hey, dope, why don't you get serious? This is happening to people that aren't vaccinated. I'm so sick of you spewing garbage about people testing positive with the vaccine, but it's mild. You are a dope. Cole Beasley responds, the rules by the NFL don't make sense. They didn't. It's not about symptoms. You can still get it and pass it on regardless. Only now we know who has it and for how long with a test a week. Mild or not, if you test positive, you are out for a bit. It goes on here. Then Howard Eskin sends a picture of him, okay, as a dad, and Cole Beasley as a little baby, and Howard says, I'll hold your hand as you go get the vaccine. Howard Eskin would get the shit kicked out of him by Cole Beasley. He's just a rat. He's just a runt. He's just a weasel. You know, he's not... The guy doesn't even play for the Eagles, okay? He's a wide receiver for the Cowboys, and Howard Eskin was just crushing him. Hey, man, get the vaccine. Get the vaccine, you punk. Get the vaccine, you punk, you dope. Like, he was just bullying people to get the vaccine. Now you don't even need it. So now he says nothing, but he gets away with it. I don't understand, like, how in Philadelphia how Howard Eskin can still have his job. I mean, he literally was harassing players. Harassing them. To get a vaccine that doesn't even matter now. And that's why Howard Eskin to me is a jerk-off. People call in and they say, hey, Howard, you're the king, man. Howard, you're the king. He calls himself the king, okay? Did I tell you that he's a 5'3", hairy little greaseball that reports on sports? The king of what? Congratulations to Howard Eskin. You're the jerk-off of the week. In Philadelphia, you know, I'm not going to be one of these shows that strokes these Philly fans. You know, there's a million podcasts in Philadelphia that go Birds, E-A-G. Listen, I'm not going to be that guy. I'm not that big of a fan. I don't care. If I like any team in Philly, it's the Flyers. Okay, I'm not going to sit here and talk shit about them. I don't care. I'm not an Eagles fan. I'm not a big Phillies fan. I'm sorry. I'm a degenerate gambler. I bet on the teams that I bet on, and I hope that they win. I don't care if the Eagles win. Okay, that serves me no good. Whoever covers the spread, the team that I bet on, that's how I benefit. But there was a reporter in San Francisco, and he basically called Philly fans white trash, garbage, losers, obnoxious, in-your-face scumbags. And all the Phillies fans were like up in arms. Okay, they were like, who the fuck is this guy from San Francisco? I'll kick his ass. Talking shit about us. How dare you? And it's like, hey, Philly fan, I need you to relax for a second and understand that the look you're going for, the look you're portraying, the look that you're proud of, is being white trash scumbags. Like, you're like, just like Bill's Mafia, they embrace it. Like, yes, we're crazy, we're drunks, we're nuts, we go through tables. Bill's Mafia, they love it. Eagles fans, like, they're like a double-edged sword. Okay, they act this way and they think it's like awesome. There was a guy, Kittle, George Kittle's brother. He's walking in the stadium. Some drunk loser Eagles fans like, hey Kittle, fuck you, man, you fucking pussy, fuck you. And like Kittle interacted with him, and then, but that's just like a white trash scumbag thing to do. And everyone in Philadelphia was like, this guy's the man, dude. This dude rules. This dude should be the Philly mayor. So they're engaging in this behavior. They're glorifying this behavior, which is fine. I think it's funny. I think it's cool. Like, I get no problem with the Philly sports fans being the way they are. I find it weird when you get offended when someone calls you exactly what you are. Okay? I'm sorry. I'm white trash. I'm poor. I'm disgusting. I'm a scumbag. I'm one of you. I'm a Philly scumbag. Okay? My friends are Philly scumbags. Okay? No one acts like us. No one drinks like us. No one behaves like us. I figured this out as I've traveled around. We're unique. South Philly's the same way. Delco's the same way. Northeast Philly's the same way. We're unique. We're scumbag. We're white trash. We're alcoholics. The list goes on. So when someone calls me something like, hey man, you're a newt, N-E-W-T, newt, Northeast white trash, I take pride in it. I'm like, yeah, fucking right I am. That's right. I'm a newt. Northeast white trash. It's who I am. I'm embedded in it. I embrace it. I'm proud of it. So I guess I'm not really coming at Philly sports fans. I'm just saying to you, like, when you act crazy and drunk and you do crazy shit, I'm on board. I'm on your side on that. I think that stuff is cool. You can't get upset when someone's like, you guys are white trash scumbags. That's the shtick. That's what you're going for. So when someone calls you a white trash scumbag, Phillies fans, embrace it. Whoa, I got off on where am I going with this? I got to swing back to Howard Eskin. Howard Eskin is just a jerk-off. Sports radio people in Philadelphia are jerk-offs. Like, when you call in, hey, man, this is Tom from Haverford. Listen, man, they got to get rid of this manager. He doesn't know what he's doing. This Phillies manager, man, you got to get rid of him. Tom from Haverford will call in and say something like that. Okay? Get rid of the manager. Fire him, fire him, fire him. And then 2 weeks later, the manager of the Phillies wins the All-Star game and they're stroking him again. They're blowing him again. So they're so hot and cold. They say, we're the smartest fans in baseball. And I think you're kind of dumb if you're calling for the manager to get fired and then 2 weeks later you're stroking him. Explain it to me. I mean, it's the same way in everything in Philadelphia. Like, you could have the greatest player come in here, if he stunk for his first 2 games. Stinks. Trade him. Bum. Then he goes off on a fucking starts killing it, and they're stroking him. So, are you the smartest fans in sports? Because that seems stupid to me. We'll move on. All right, the next segment on my podcast for this week is called My Neighbor, the Anti-Pot Crusader. We like to give nicknames on this show. So far we have the Little Iceman. We have Pete the Crab Fry Tyrant. Pete the Crab Fry Tyrant. And now we have My Neighbor, the Anti-Pot Crusader. It kind of rhymes there. My Neighbor, the Anti-Pot Crusader. I don't think it's a big secret on the show, but I, from time to time, enjoy puffing on marijuana. It relaxes me. It makes me think. Listen, I just don't... In a world where doctors are subscribing everyone antidepressants and the whole everything, you can have 35 antidepressants. Because a doctor subscribed it, it's better. Listen, someone wants to relax and smoke pot at the end of the day. I don't understand what's going on. I've said this a million times. On alcohol, oh my God, have I made mistakes. On alcohol, oh my God, have I made mistakes. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. I said what? I did what? I threw up where? I did what? That's my experience with alcohol. On pot, I've never had a bad experience. Okay. I ordered $17 worth of Taco Bell a few times, but I'm not going to consider that a bad experience. So anyway, my neighbor, and I got to be careful because he can hear me through the walls. He's like a 70-year-old man, okay, and his son and his crackhead girlfriend live with him, and his son's about 50 years old, okay, and he lives with his girlfriend lives with him. By the way, if you're listening at home, I just said that. Yes, a 50-year-old man living at home with his father with a crack addiction has a girlfriend, and you don't. We are losers. A couple times his son has like banged on my door in the middle of the night. Yo, dude, got any muscle relaxers? Yo, you got any perks? So he's obviously got a problem, which is whatever. I could care less. But his dad, the dad bangs on my door the other night. Okay, do. First of all, I live in a backwater Florida town. Don't go banging on my door. I think someone's trying to kill me. I'm like, what's up? He's like, I smell marijuana. You smoking marijuana? I said, dude, yeah. I mean, I was outside. I took a few puffs. I'm sorry. Why? He's like, my son doesn't really like to smell. It's bothering him a little bit. I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. Did I disturb your 50-year-old son from his midday slumber? It's unbelievable that my neighbor, we call him the anti-pot crusader, because he just sits there and the people, and by the way, anyone that's I know one of the most racist things you can say is, I'm not racist because I have a black friend, but I live in this apartment community and I'm the only white person here, just me and my neighbors, okay? Everyone else is black. They've invited me to cookouts. I went to cookouts. I've hung out with them. I think they're amazing people. We love the African Americans, do we not? We love the African Americans. And I get along great with them. I never had any problems. In fact, the one guy I helped him move in. We're cordial. The neighbor that I hate, okay, the neighbor that I complain about, the neighbor that I would like to get rid of, is the white one. Okay, I don't know many Klans members out there that's the way they feel, but I don't think I'm a racist. I never identified as a racist. I hate white people more than I hate any other race. Okay, white people are the problem. White liberals are the problem, and white crackheads are the problem. I'm going to end the show here with one more. Actually, talk about something real quick. Is going to a fast food restaurant, McDonald's, Taco Bell, Wendy's, is going there and eating in the diner by yourself the most depressing thing ever? Someone says, going to the bar by yourself is depressing. Going to the bar by yourself is not depressing. Sometimes it's quite fun. Going to Taco Bell and ordering $17 worth of food, then sitting there and gorging yourself in the dining room like Steven Glansberg? Now that's pathetic. Okay? The last 2 years I've never been this lonely, okay? Never had this little friends. I've never lived by myself. I've been by myself for 2 years, okay? It's changed me, okay? I had PTSD. I don't like people anymore. I don't like crowds. But I have found myself eating in fast food restaurants more often. And I find myself sitting down and relaxing. In the fast food restaurants, I sit down at Taco Bell and I take my time. I apply my dipping sauces accordingly, and I just go to town. Now, the question is whether or not that's depressing. What is more depressing is the question: going to the bar by yourself, or going to McDonald's and getting a number 3 and sitting there and eating it by yourself and questioning all your life's decisions. How did I end up at a McDonald's? All right, we're at the half-hour mark. I'm going to leave it here. I actually have to take a shit. Okay, I really do. It's really bad. Just drank a 24-ounce Wawa coffee, Colombian version. And I think 33 minutes is a good timeline. So I'm going to end it here. I'll have another episode out this week. Like I said, this is an emergency, so we're just going to go ahead and end the podcast on that note. I'm touching cotton here, okay? I'm about to shit myself, so I have to go. And that was Season 1, Episode 19 of Soaring Highs and Crushing Lows, and I got to go.